Control over emotions refers to the ability to regulate one's feelings, reactions, and responses, regardless of external circumstances. Many people believe that emotions are dictated by what happens around them, an insult, a setback, or an unexpected challenge. However, this perspective overlooks an essential truth. Emotions arise within us, and our response to them is a choice. When we lose control, it is not because of others' actions, but because we allow ourselves to be affected by them. Instead of blaming external factors, we must recognize our responsibility in managing emotions. This idea aligns with the philosophy of Stoicism, which emphasizes emotional discipline, self-awareness, and resilience. Stoics believe that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Ultimately, emotional control is not about suppressing feelings, but mastering them. By practicing self-discipline, we shift from being reactive to proactive, ensuring that our emotions serve us rather than control us. Therefore, we don't lose control because of others. We lose control because we choose to. Understanding emotional reactions. Emotions are deeply connected to our survival instincts. The fight-or-flight response, first described by physiologist Walter Cannon, is an automatic reaction to perceived threats. When we encounter a stressful situation, our brain, specifically the amygdala, signals the release of adrenaline and cortisol. This prepares us to either confront the threat, fight, or escape from it, flight. While this response was essential for survival in prehistoric times, modern emotional triggers often stem from social and psychological factors rather than physical danger. One key aspect of emotional reactions is the distinction between external events and internal interpretations. The same situation can elicit different emotional responses depending on how an individual perceives it. Consider the supermarket scenario, where someone cuts in line. One person might feel immediate anger, interpreting it as disrespect, while another might remain calm, assuming the person is in a hurry or unaware. The external event is the same, but the emotional reaction differs due to personal interpretation. Cognitive biases play a crucial role in emotional responses. For instance, the fundamental attribution error leads us to blame others' behavior on their character rather than external circumstances. In the supermarket example, we might assume the person cutting in line is rude, rather than considering they may be in an emergency. Similarly, confirmation bias strengthens pre-existing beliefs, making us more reactive to situations that align with our expectations. Moreover, social conditioning shapes how we respond emotionally. Cultural norms, upbringing, and past experiences influence our reactions. If someone grows up in an environment where assertiveness is valued, they may confront the line cutter. Conversely, someone taught to avoid conflict might suppress their frustration. Understanding these factors can help us regulate our emotions and respond more rationally to everyday situations. The power of choice in emotions. Emotions are not dictated by external events, but by how we interpret and respond to them. Two people can experience the same situation, yet feel entirely different emotions. One may react with anger, while the other remains calm. This difference arises from their thoughts, not the event itself. Our emotions are a product of our perceptions, and by mastering our thoughts, we gain control over our feelings. A crucial distinction exists between reacting and responding. Reacting is impulsive, driven by raw emotion, often leading to regretful actions. Responding, however, involves a conscious choice. It allows us to pause, reflect, and act in alignment with our values rather than our fleeting emotions. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, beautifully illustrated this idea. Imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps, he lost everything: his family, his freedom, his dignity. Yet he discovered that while he couldn't control external circumstances, he had full control over his response. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Frankl chose resilience over despair, proving that even in the darkest moments, we retain the power of choice. When we shift from reacting emotionally to responding thoughtfully, we reclaim control over our lives. Instead of being victims of circumstances, we become architects of our emotional state. This shift empowers us, leading to better relationships, inner peace, and emotional strength. The power of choice in emotions is, ultimately, the power to shape our destiny, your real-world scenarios, and emotional control. In our daily lives, we often encounter situations that test our emotional resilience. How we respond to these moments defines our personal and professional growth. Scenario 1. A heated argument with a colleague. During a team project, a colleague strongly disagrees with your approach, leading to a heated debate. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath, acknowledge their perspective, and calmly explain your reasoning. By maintaining composure, you shift the discussion from confrontation to collaboration, ensuring a productive outcome. Scenario 2. Receiving criticism or insults. A senior colleague criticizes your work in front of others, making you feel embarrassed. The initial impulse may be defensiveness or anger, but instead, you choose to listen attentively. You filter constructive feedback from personal attacks, using it as an opportunity for improvement rather than a reason for resentment. Scenario 3. Facing failure or unexpected setbacks. After months of preparation, you fail an important exam or miss a career opportunity. Frustration and disappointment are natural, but dwelling on them won't change the outcome. Instead, you analyze what went wrong, adjust your strategy, and use failure as fuel for future success. Lessons learned. Emotions are choices, not inevitabilities. These scenarios teach us that emotional reactions are not automatic. They are choices we make. By mastering emotional control, we shift our focus from reaction to response. Choosing patience over anger, learning over resentment, and perseverance over despair transforms setbacks into stepping stones. True strength lies not in avoiding challenges, but in navigating them with wisdom and self-discipline. Strategies to master emotional control. Emotional control is a vital skill that allows individuals to respond to situations with clarity and composure rather than impulsivity. By implementing the following strategies, one can cultivate emotional intelligence and resilience. 1. Pause before reacting. The power of the 10-second rule. In emotionally charged moments, immediate reactions often lead to regret. Practicing the 10-second rule, pausing before responding, grants the brain time to assess the situation logically. This brief moment allows emotions to settle, reducing the likelihood of reactive decisions. Deep breathing or mentally counting to 10 can create the necessary space between impulse and action. 2. Reframe the situation. Viewing problems as challenges, not threats. Perspective shapes emotions. Instead of seeing difficulties as threats, reframing them as challenges promotes a growth mindset. This shift fosters resilience, reducing anxiety and frustration. For example, viewing a setback as an opportunity to learn rather than a failure helps maintain composure and motivation. 3. Practice detachment. Observing emotions rather than being controlled by them. Detachment does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them without being consumed. One effective technique is mindful observation, where individuals recognize emotions as temporary experiences rather than fixed realities. This practice allows for thoughtful responses instead of emotional outbursts. The role of meditation and Stoicism. Practical daily exercises. Meditation enhances emotional regulation by improving self-awareness and mindfulness. Simple daily practices, such as focusing on the breath or engaging in guided meditation, can reduce emotional reactivity. Additionally, Stoic philosophy encourages mental fortitude by teaching that external events are beyond control, but one's response to them is a choice. Practicing Stoic exercises like negative visualization helps build resilience against emotional turmoil. 5. Journaling for self-awareness. Tracking emotional responses. Writing down emotions fosters self-awareness and identifies patterns in reactions. By regularly journaling emotional triggers, individuals can recognize recurring themes and develop proactive strategies to handle them. This practice strengthens emotional intelligence, leading to better decision-making and personal growth. By integrating these techniques into daily life, one can develop a strong foundation for mastering emotional control, leading to a more balanced and composed mindset. Benefits of emotional control. Emotional control is a crucial skill that enhances various aspects of life, from personal well-being to professional success. One of its key benefits is improved decision-making. When emotions are regulated, individuals can think logically, assess situations objectively, and make better choices without being influenced by impulsive reactions. Furthermore, emotional control fosters stronger relationships and better conflict resolution. People who manage their emotions effectively communicate more clearly, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. This helps in building trust, maintaining harmony, and resolving disagreements constructively. Another significant advantage is reduced stress and anxiety. By staying calm and composed, individuals prevent unnecessary emotional distress, leading to improved mental and physical health. Managing emotions reduces overthinking, promotes relaxation, and enhances overall well-being. Additionally, emotional control contributes to increased mental resilience. Those who regulate their emotions effectively can handle setbacks with a positive mindset, adapt to challenges, and maintain focus on their goals. This resilience helps in overcoming obstacles and staying motivated even in difficult situations. Lastly, emotional control is a vital trait for becoming an inspiring leader and role model. Leaders who remain composed under pressure set a positive example for others, inspiring confidence and trust. Their ability to handle challenges calmly and make fair decisions enhances their leadership qualities, making them more influential and respected. In conclusion, mastering emotional control leads to better decision-making, healthier relationships, reduced stress, greater resilience, and stronger leadership, all of which contribute to a more successful and fulfilling life. Losing control is not an inevitable consequence of external circumstances, but a conscious choice we make. Every situation presents us with the opportunity to either react impulsively or respond with awareness and discipline. While emotions are natural, allowing them to dictate our actions can lead to regret and poor decision-making. Key takeaways include the importance of recognizing our triggers, understanding the impact of our responses, and actively cultivating patience and self-control. By practicing mindfulness, setting clear boundaries, and embracing personal responsibility, we can navigate challenges without losing our composure. Developing self-awareness and self-discipline is not an overnight process, but with consistent effort, we can strengthen our ability to remain calm and collected in difficult situations. The power to stay in control lies within us. We simply need to harness it. Let every moment of frustration be a reminder that we have the choice to rise above, learn, and grow into our best selves.